Good morning. Actually, I'm totally lying. It's really late at night when I'm filming this. I've been gone from making entries for a little over a week now, and I've had so much going on. I've had a lot of dental work done, but I've had something on my mind, and I've been dying to get on here and sit down and have a cup of coffee with you. Actually, this is technically tea because it's too late for me to have coffee right now. This is my daughter's mug. Just have to let you know that I have swiped this from her for tonight because it's cute. So anyways, what's been on my mind, and if I was sitting down having coffee with you right now, I would just tell you that I love Kelly Ripa. I know it's a weird thing to be talking about right now. It hit me this last week how much I love Kelly Ripa. And the reason it hit me is actually because I was home during the time that Live with Kelly and Ryan comes on. And whenever I'm home, I love to turn it on and see what's going on. And they're always fun. And they always get my day started out right. And it hit me how much my great-grandmother would really love Kelly Ripa. My great-grandmother got me hooked on the soap All My Children growing up, and I have been following Kelly's career since she started on All My Children. My great-grandmother, and actually my great-grandfather as well, Ma and Poppy, started watching All My Children from the very beginning of the show. So when it was on radio, they were already addicted to it. And so then when it came on TV, every day at lunch, they would take their lunch on little TV trays into the living room and sit in their little recliners, and they would watch their stories. And this is just what they did. Poppy passed away in the early 70s, and Ma ended up moving in with my grandmother, Nana, in the house, actually, that I'm living in right now. And Ma watched All My Children every day at lunchtime. Well, when I was 8, during the summer, I think my dad was working. I think my mom was doing a show at the time because I was at Nana's house a lot during lunchtime. And so I ate lunch with Ma, my great-grandmother, and we had All My Children on, and we would eat together in the living room. And I would play with my toys, and it was kind of on in the background, and I got hooked. There was a character that had been kidnapped. She's being held in a coffin. What 8-year-old is not going to be wanting to watch that? Anyways, I started watching All My Children. Well, when it was time to go back to school, I still watched All My Children because I grew up only a half a block from my elementary school, and at that time they would allow you to go home for lunch. And so every day I would walk home for lunch. And after I got hooked on All My Children, though, instead of walking to my house, I walked half a block more to Nana's house to go eat lunch with my great-grandma, with Ma, so I could watch All My Children, because my mom watched another soap opera. We won't mention which one. But anyways, she did not watch All My Children. So I went over and I would eat lunch and watch All My Children with my great-grandmother. So I was very fortunate that I had my great-grandmother in my life until I was 12, when she passed away. In fact, my youngest daughter is named after her. So anyways, I continued to watch All My Children. Of course, it was harder once I was in school, but I would always catch up on breaks and on summers, and watched it all the way through adulthood and into, gosh, just a couple years. I had to stop watching it a couple years before the show actually went off the air. And I was working at the time during the day at school and had 2 school-aged kids, and so Mommy doesn't get to watch her shows. So, in fact, I'm just noticing Mommy's looking a little haggard right now. This is the end of my day. I'm kind of a mess right now. I wanted to get this filming done before I turned into a mombie, which is going to be happening very shortly here. So I will try to make this quick. So anyways, I was watching live with Kelly and Ryan, and I've actually been watching her host the show since it was live with Kelly and with Regis and Kelly back then. And I was pregnant with my daughter when she was pregnant with her daughter. We are the same age. Okay, actually, we're a year apart. I won't say who's older. So anyways, she had her daughter right before I had my daughter, and I was on bed rest at that point of my pregnancy. So I had nothing to do except lay in bed and watch TV, and I watched her every single morning because she just made me happy. And my favorite story that she told when she came back after having Lola was how Lola got her name. And she had told us that when Lola came out, I believe it was a C-section, if I remember correctly, Lola came out waving like a showgirl. And I just decided right then and then, I love her. So anyways, my child, these are just little tidbits of facts, was not planned this way, just kind of coincidental. So, okay, so Kelly's character on All My Children was named Haley. When I was pregnant with my daughter, I was going between the name Caitlin and calling her Katie and Haley. Not because of Haley on the show, although if I meet her, I'll tell her that it is. But I just love the name Haley, and I've had some students Haley's, and of course, you know, loved Haley Vaughn on All My Children. So I combined Katie and Haley and got Kaylee. And then I found out that Kaylee is actually Gaelic for Kelly. So, little tidbit of parallel of how much we have in common. I really think that we would be best friends. She just doesn't know it. So, anyways, just had to come on and just profess my love for Kelly, and she makes me happy. And I've been talking about putting positive out into the world because the world is really yucky right now. There's a lot of poopy stuff going on, and everybody can be a little acorn. You can be one little acorn can plant a forest. So that's been my whole motto the past couple of weeks, is to be an acorn. So I don't know if Kelly will ever see this, but if she does, keep being a little acorn happiness in the world. Here's to you, girl. And I too wondered why the symbol for the New York Yankees looked like a Chinese character. Just something to think about. So have a good day, and enjoy being an acorn of happiness, and I will come back to you soon. Hopefully much more well rested and not looking like a zombie. Okay?